Something you see a lot of, and I appreciate when I see it, is people always make these learn to invade, how to invade, tips for invaders types of videos. And a lot of it seems to be focused on how to win invasions or, ways to optimize what you're doing, get into the right mindset. And for me, the number one tip I can give you when invading is like, yeah, winning matters and it's important, and you don't want to just, walk in and get slaughtered all the time. But the number one tip I can give you is you got to play the way that's gonna be fun for you. Um, it's nice if you can make it fun for the people you're invading as well, give them an experience, not just wreck them. But more than anything, you're playing a game. This is recreation. You need to have fun. Sometimes you just gotta run around a corner and see what you're facing and not really know what you're getting into and charge right in bullheaded. Other times, you might want to lurk in the shadows. You got a three-man group, they got a height advantage on you, so like you're seeing here, you hide down, see if you can knock one of them off the ledge. Obviously, you don't want to climb up the ladder here and just get shredded by magic or arrows or whatever. So while you do want to kind of have a little bit of strategy to what you're doing, play the game in a fun and an interesting way. That's what's going to make you want to come back. That's what's going to make the game, you know, limitlessly replayable. That's what you want. So that's the biggest tip I can give you is approach every invasion as its own unique experience and try to have fun with it. So here I got, like I mentioned earlier, there's a couple people up top. I can't get up there without, putting myself in a bad position, but I'm really in no rush. There's already three of them. They're not going to get more reinforcements. Um, so the only thing I can do is try to get them to come down to me, which, as you can see right now, they're a little bit hesitant to do. But thanks to ye old jar cannon, I can separate them. Now it's not a 3v1 where I'm going into a bad spot. Now I've got a one-on-one with some enemy support, and you take it out. All of a sudden, it's not such a dangerous situation for me. Still get some arrows coming down for me from up top, but someone's relying on, on lock-on rather than free aim, so he's not really hitting me because I'm a moving target. Again, he's, we got a curious little boy here, a little too close to the edge, and send him right down. History repeats itself, and now it's another quick one-on-one. Take him down. At this point, my thought process was I can either climb up and chase the host down, hoping that he's panicking and running away, which is what happened. Or, if I take a couple shots and, take a couple arrows, then I know I got to take cover and figure it out. But at this point, it's not a crazy situation. It's going to be one-on-one with the host, and I got to go get him before, he summons more people or blues come in or whatever. And now we just give him a fight. He's got, if anybody's a Saint Riot fan, he's rocking Honest Rivers. He's got the double slash on a katana with Blood Flame Blade, and, it's a dangerous setup. Fighting in the dark isn't easy because I can't see what I'm doing. I'm trying to get the quick kill before he can summon his friends, but at this point it's a fairly even matchup, and I'm already having a lot of fun here, and I almost blow it because the Blood Flame almost takes me out. Managed to get him right at the end. It would have been a shame after all that good, shooting and knocking people off the ledges if I died to the host, but you get what you get, and that was a lot of fun. So next up here, we switch my builds for a minute, and we're going through, we're near Mount Gelmore. I'm climbing up this thing because that's where I thought they were. I couldn't see them down below anywhere. And these guys, they just failed their perception check. I don't know how they didn't see me coming. They're looking over the ledge, trying to guess where I'm coming from. And, surprise, surprise, here I am. And there you go. Now we have a quick little mage off. And, knocking people off the ledges, death or not, always cracks me up. So I'm already having a good time here. These guys have quite the quick little experience. I wanted to get the plunge while he was going down the ladder. he tries to go back up. I don't know why you try to climb a ladder on a mage, but didn't work out so well for him. And you know, that's how these things go. You gotta have fun. You sometimes you, like I mentioned in one of my other videos, you know, you give them a chance. You try to be playful. Here, I try to do that, and immediately I'm met with some over leveled guy throwing the Stars of Ruin at me. The other guy's got his dual curved swords, which is always so much fun to fight against. Thankfully, it wasn't bleed, which shocks me because you know you always see bleed or frost or whatever. But he seems to be just playing honest, and you know I appreciated that about him. But it's hard to give him too much credit when he's got the over-leveled guy. And I know I'm in trouble here because this guy's already doing a lot of damage. The other guy can stun me into that magic and put me in a bad spot. So I got to separate and try to regroup, excuse me. So I was hoping they were going to go down and come back up, and I could maybe throw a bubble at him on the way up. But nope, the dude jumped off the edge. And I'll fast forward a little bit here so you don't have to watch quite such a long elevator ride. But, you know, now he's alone. He's trying to get his boy back, send a bubble at him, and now it's time to have some fun with him. So give him the big explosion. I know he's panicking now, but he's back at the bonfire. He didn't really lose too much. And, you know, in comes his buddy. You know, he terrified me. I got to let him know that. And, you know, here comes ye old cranky over-leveled guy trying to get revenge. All right, and then, you know, so sometimes like that last one, you got to pick your spots. You got to know how to be strategic. But it's not always fun to run away and hide and do all those things. Sometimes you get a group of 3 people and you just want to rush right in and see what happens. Here I rush in, I give them a quick wave. They're in front of the boss. They could have just went and fight the boss, but obviously they're more interested in seeing how they can pick on an invader. So the 3v1 commences, and you know the guy who waves and is wearing the have fun and have fashion talisman, you know, no mercy for him. So I try to separate a little bit. You can see there my the charged R2 did much more damage than my weapon art, and that's just the sad thing about this Gargoyle Blackblade sword. It's got good base damage, but that weapon art is just so subpar. Anyways, I take him out. I thought after I split him up I would have a good chance, and I killed the other guy. Would have been down to a 1v1. Maybe I could have healed, but I stayed in the flies a bit too long, ended up bleeding out, and they got the best of me. But you know, even though I lost, that was a good invasion for me because it was fun. You know, I did what I could, split them up, and obviously, you know, this is my channel. I'm going to post me winning more than losing, but it is important to show even losses can be fun, and it doesn't matter. You know, nobody's checking the leaderboards or doing anything like that. Don't worry. You know, you're going to lose, especially invading, because you're almost always going to be outnumbered, and oftentimes you'll be outclassed, especially if you're invading in lower levels. And I do find the lower levels more fun in general, and it's not because I'm picking on low-level hosts, it's because of the variety of builds and the place you invade. I just have a lot more fun with it than the meta-level invasions. But yeah, you're going to lose, you're going to be outgunned, you're usually going to be outnumbered, and that's okay, and it's okay to lose. And you know, when you find a good fight here, you know, you find what works. This weapon, like I said, the weapon art stinks, but the base damage is good, the moveset isn't bad, and even though the damage on that weapon art isn't good, it's a good roll catch after, you know, especially if you R1, then R2, then weapon art. I've gotten good 3-hit combos off of that just wreck people, and in that instance, it's not bad. Up next here, we got we got, you know, 2 people down at the bonfire or the Point of Grace, whatever. And they get the 3rd person coming in. I'm in no rush to go down there and fight them. You know, like I said, sometimes you want to rush in, sometimes you don't. And you got to play it by ear and, you know, feel out in the invasion and what's happening. So I sped up that first part where, you know, it was just me throwing bombs at them. And these guys, again, they just no awareness as to what's going on. I don't know how the 3 of them all missed me. but it gave me a chance to take it out. I don't know, maybe the fact that I'm not bright red, they didn't know to attack me. It was just throwing them off. But take out the Rivers of Blood guy. Now we got the host who's almost dead. Don't want to kill him right away. That's not a lot of fun. So you take out the Phantom. Now it goes 3v1, 2v1, 1v1. And I gotta give this guy credit. The big R2 knocks me out of the air. His boys died, but he's still ready to go. And this again, it's more important to have fun. I see he's got the colossal sword one-handed, so try to get the parries, try to do this and that. Unfortunately for him, and for myself, I just did too much damage and couldn't mess with him that much. But still, you've got to play the game in a way that is fun for you. For some people, the only thing that's fun is winning, and they use dual bleed, occult naginatas, and they got to bleed people out and roll catch, and they're playing with 3 people all doing other things like that. Stars of Ruin, and if that's what's fun for them, then more power to them. To me, I don't like playing like that. I would rather do something that's more interesting, and it causes me to lose. It causes me to be frustrated sometimes, but that's okay. It's okay to lose. That's the biggest thing you got to keep in mind if you're invading, or even if you're co-oping and you get invaded. But some of the most fun I've ever had in these games is with silly, wacky builds, or things that don't really work. That's what keeps me coming back, and that's what's always been the best time and the most enjoyable for me. A lot of times, the first run through, maybe the second run through, the first blind run through of the game, you're trying to figure it out. The second time, maybe you try to go overpowered to wreck it, and see just how strong and crazy you can be. And then after that, start playing silly and start, do things, try things out that maybe you haven't seen, or just get an idea, or whatever works for you. The number one thing is you don't want to get sick of the game. You don't want to get burnt out on it by just trying the same thing over and over again, or doing the same build you saw somebody else play. And the more you mix it up, and the more you learn by trying different things, the more you actually prepare yourself for anything that you're going to encounter, because you're not going to be surprised by things if you've tried it and you've done it. So that's probably the best advice I can give anybody is, first and foremost, have fun. Don't worry about your winning and losing, and just keep trying new things, and you're gonna find at the end of the day you're gonna get better just by doing exactly that, and having fun, learning how to tackle people in different ways, how to approach different situations so you're not getting outgunned. And the longer you keep at it, and the more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it. And that's really all I got to say about it. Outside of that, I'm not like any kind of big time content creator or whatever, but one of my last videos, a couple ago, first time I've had a video that went over 500 views, and it was really cool to see people actually are watching and interested in my stuff. I mean, I know some of those big time guys, you get a big following and they're getting that many views in the first hour, but for me it was cool to see that many people watching and liking and commenting on my videos. So big thanks to all the people who watched that one and watched any of my stuff, really. It's nice to feel like I'm part of the community. I've been playing these games for a long time, ever since Dark Souls 1 when it first came out, and Demon Souls before that. And it's a great community. It's a heck of a time, and I appreciate the views and feedback. So thanks for watching, and take care of yourselves.